Yo everyone, what's going on? Couriway here, and today I have a video that a lot of people have probably wanted to see for a while now. This is going to be kind of a tutorial, kind of a walkthrough on how I believe you can get a sub 30 Minecraft speedrun. There's a lot of things that we're going to talk about. This is an example run. This run ends up being 24 minutes long, but there's a lot of things that you can make up time for in that 6-minute period to still get a sub 30. So the first thing that I think is really important if you're going for a sub 30 time is you want to reset your overworlds specifically for a village. I know there's a lot of new exciting strats in speedrunning, but to be honest, if you're going for a sub 30, the only one that I think is necessary slash mandatory is Bastion knowledge. Anything else I think is just good to know, but definitely not at all necessary for a sub 30. And to be honest, if you're feeling lucky, Bastion knowledge isn't even necessary for a sub 30. But this run is utilizing Bastion knowledge. So again, as always, I will link T-Wag and Fyroah's channels in the description down below. Super good Bastion routing. It'll help you become a better speedrunner. It's honestly just good if you play normal survival and you just want gold blocks. But yeah, let's talk about what I'm doing right now. But definitely go check out the Bastion stuff. I'll talk about more about the Bastions when we get in the Nether. But right now, you can see that I just made stone tools, and you'll notice that I didn't make a wood axe. Or, not a wood axe, sorry. A stone pickaxe is what I did not make. I still have my wood pickaxe. The reason I do that, and you may have seen me do this in a lot of my other runs, is because I'm relying on doing what's called COD strats. And basically what that is you take the wheat in the village. I always grab 14 hay bales, 7 for myself and 7 for the trade. And the reason you do this is you trade 60 wheat to a farm villager with a composter, I believe is how it's pronounced. And what you do is you trade him the wheat and he'll give you 3 emeralds. And then what you do is you craft a bucket, which you'll see me also do. And then you craft a barrel, you give it to a villager, he'll become a fisherman, and then he will have a trade for a bucket, which you'll see. So this villager still doesn't have the farming trade, so I'm just going to keep replacing that composter for him to try and get it. And then you can see I have 2 villagers here. The fisherman has the bucket trade, this one has the wheat trade, so I'm able to turn the hay bales into wheat, trade the wheat, and then trade the emeralds for the bucket, like so. And I highly recommend everyone do that. And the reason that I do that is because then when I kill the iron golem, I'm guaranteeing myself an iron pickaxe. And I highly recommend this strat for anyone going for a sub 30, because guaranteeing yourself an iron pickaxe and not relying on iron later on the run is super crucial to getting a consistent time. And I think it's almost mandatory for beginner runners. I think it's a really good strategy. So you'll see I got 4 iron, which is good. You'll get 3 to 5, and even if you don't get 4 iron, you can still light the portal with wood, which is really good. I'm crafting some more food here, and then I'm going to make my iron pickaxe and grab some more beds, and then I'm going to head out of this village. Now, I think I only grabbed 5 beds in this village. You know, grab what you're comfortable with. I think this village actually only had 5 beds, but that's okay. You know, you can always craft more beds. If you're using a bastion, you're going to get some string. But I think starting with a village and guaranteeing yourself at least, you know, even 2 to 3 beds is enough that when you are going for a bastion later and doing string trades, you don't have to stress too much about, am I going to have enough beds? Am I going to get enough string for wool? And then you can also just kill sheep here too if you're super uncomfortable. Again, this run is 24 minutes and there's a ton of room where you can be slower, where things may not go your way. I thought this was a lava pool, by the way. That's why I was digging there, but it ended up not being a lava pool. So there's a couple different things you can do here. I think about going in this cave. If I remember correctly, I recorded this run 2 days ago. I'm pretty sure I just find a lava pool in this desert. But digging down is absolutely a thing that you can also do. But I just want to double check before I talk about either digging down or going for a, whatchamacallit, a overworld, like without having to dig, without having a cave for a lava pool. I want to remember what I did. You can see also I'm just going to grab some gravel now. It took a bit, but that's fine. And I thought about going in that cave, but I guess it just didn't work out. And yeah, I think I actually do end up going in this cave. I'm like almost positive. Yeah, I'm looking for a lava pool. I don't see one, and I hop in here. So, if you're not seeing a lava pool by around probably, I would say like the 5.5 minute mark, if you're not seeing a lava pool or you're in like a plains or a mountain biome, there's nowhere really to go. I highly recommend digging down, but dig down in a cave near you. Digging down in a cave near you basically just makes it so you're more likely to fall or dig into a cave below you. There's a lot of just Minecraft sciencey stuff behind that. Basically, if a cave is generating near the top of the surface, there's most likely a cave generating beneath it too. And you can see here, I see lava pops on the bottom, utilizing subtitles, which I talked about in my 20 tips and tricks video, which you can watch here. I highly recommend anyone going for a sub 30 watch that, whether you're a beginner, advanced runner. There's a lot of good tips in there. And look at that, you know, I was able to dig down, find this lava pool. And this is a pretty good time if you're going for sub 30. If you're able to enter around 5.5, 6 minutes for a sub 30 run, you're looking pretty good. I messed up my lava here, but that's totally okay. And yeah, like I said, this is really good. And I think the first thing you'll notice about this run specifically is I get a really good nether spawn, but I don't want you guys to be discouraged and think that this video is like, oh, well, he got a really good spawn, that's why he was able to get a sub 30. I think anyone can do it, right? Like, I'm looking at my coordinates here, you know, I know my quadrant stuff, and I spawned right next to a fortress. However, based on my coordinates, I still would have went this way, you know? I still would have gone this way. I would have tried to go for a fortress. I'm also crafting gold boots here, which are really useful for piglin not attacking you. This one is still attacking me because I mine the gold, obviously. But like I said, I'm going for bastion strats in this, which I think everyone should learn. So that's why I'm crafting gold boots for myself. And now I'm going to go in this fortress and try and kill some blazes. I play this run super safe, like I've said. I do everything really, you know, I'm not doing any fancy tricks in this. There's no speed bridging. There's no like crazy thing that I don't think an average Minecraft player can do. I truly believe if you really want to go for a sub 30 and like grind the game, I really believe you can do it. I fully believe that anyone can do it. I mean, barring that your like computer is absolutely awful and like can't run the game, I really think anyone can do it. You'll see here that I go for these stray blazes. I think this is a really good strategy. And then I also kill this wither skeleton. I see a lot of people try and just go straight for the blaze spawner. I almost die here. That was a really poor play by me. But I think it's always good to kill stray blazes if you can get to it without it being too big of an issue. And what I'm doing right here is kind of clarifying what quadrant this fortress is in. And it's in -X, +Z. And now I'm just looking for the spawner. But killing stray blazes allows you to kill some before getting the spawner and maybe get a blaze rod or two beforehand. Here's the spawner I found. This is a really good spawner because it's enclosed, and having an enclosed spawner is definitely a lot safer than an exposed one. If you're a beginner runner, I definitely recommend you do enclosed spawners. And yeah, you can see the spawn rates are pretty bad right now, but they do end up getting better. And I leave here with, I believe, 8 blaze rods, and I highly recommend, again, if you're a beginner, you're probably going to end up throwing a lot of eyes or ender or be unsure in your triangulation. So I definitely recommend getting, you know, I would say at least 7, probably 8 if you're a beginner. I get 8 in this run just to play it super safe. Again, like I've been saying, like, I'm not playing this for PB, for world record, nothing like that. I'm playing this run how I would play if I wanted a sub 30 time, right? So again, and the other thing is, remember, this fortress is super close. But if you spawn in the nether and you don't see anything, don't get discouraged. Go whichever direction you think is the best based on 2 factors. One would be your coordinates. You know, if you're already like +20, +30, you probably want to keep going positive. But also you want to be aware of the terrain around you. For example, the terrain around me in this fortress is really good, right? It's a lot of open red biomes. You want to usually be around red biomes in the nether. And that's a really, really good thing because that allows you to be able to move super easy. You don't have to worry about speed bridging, blocking over to places, and you just get to kind of freely run, and you're going to move a lot faster. So that's a really, really big tip I would give early runners is go the direction that is easiest for you. And I would go probably till around X300, Z300-ish, positive or negative, depending on the way that you're going. And based on that, you're probably going to see a structure, right? You know, look around a bit, make sure that you're like really looking. It can be hard to see things in the nether sometimes, but try and find a structure. And you know what? Sometimes you're not going to find it, right? You know, not every run is going to be perfect. You have to also know when to reset, which is a video that I want to definitely do soon. But I totally, like, if you're going out to like X300, Z300 and you're not seeing a structure, I would probably say that's the point to reset in the nether for a sub 30 run. But, you know, this one, again, this run works out. I know where the first structure is. And then once I get my 8 blaze rods here, we're going to go try and look for a bastion, right? Because that's what we're doing in this. A lot of people complain about luck in 1.16 with piglin trading. Bastions just eliminate that luck, which is really good, and I'm able to get my 8 blaze rods here. I also do something really cool here, which I want to point out. I'm blocking myself off and then digging around the spawner to get out so I don't get hit by more blazes. Another thing that you can do is I could have crafted a shield there to be even more safe. But, you know, I'm personally comfortable in my ability to kill blazes, so I didn't make a shield. If you're not as comfortable, which is totally fine, totally normal, there was a lot of times where I honestly still, if I can make a shield, most of the time, I'm gonna make one. So that's another thing to keep in mind. You know, don't be afraid to make a shield if you're a beginner. Don't be afraid to make a shield even if you're an intermediate or advanced player. You know, there's no shame in it. Whatever helps you get the best time is important, right? That's at the end of the day, that's what's important. So you can see here, I'm going back to my portal. Remember, I know the coordinates of this one. I know that this nether fortress is positive Z or positive X. No, I think it's negative X, positive Z, if I remember. I'll see my chords, but I know what quadrant it's in. So I'm going to go a different way to get into a different quadrant here. Yeah, so you can see I'm bringing my X back to positive, and I'm going to try and go positive, positive to find a bastion. Which, again, you know, look at this terrain that I have in front of me. It's super easy to navigate, super easy to climb. I have a lot of room to kind of see what's around me, and I'm able to utilize that to my advantage, which is super, super important. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm also using a boat to get down high ledges. I highly recommend people do that. It's a really good strategy. And then something I'm going to do here too is tower up 3 blocks, and then I hit this hoglin with my axe 4 times, and then I light it on fire, and then hit it a 5th time. And that way the hoglin can't kill you. You're able to get some food, which is great, and then you don't have to deal with a hoglin. I see a lot of runners also use lava buckets. I personally don't recommend lava buckets for hoglins, only because in that kind of situation, only because sometimes if you're using a lava bucket, they can like hit you, which is not good. Obviously you don't want to get hit. Sometimes they can hit you, and yeah, using a flint and steel makes it so that they cannot hit you, which is really good. So I'm just climbing up here. I saw the bastion. This is, again, positive, positive. I know my quadrants. I know my bastions. I know that this is a bridge bastion, and I know what I'm going to do to get the gold, right? And that's just from me studying the game and being serious about speedrunning, you know? If you want to get a sub 30, I believe that anyone can do it, but you also have to take the game seriously, right? You can't go in with absolutely no practice, with no training, and just expect you're going to magically get it. You have to know what you're doing, and you have to put in the time, and I think anyone that puts in the time can get a sub 30 run. So you can see here, now I'm going to mine the gold, and I'm going to end up mining, actually, I think I mined a decent bit of the gold. No, so these piglin all fall down. This is actually a pretty big misplay by me where I could have saved more time on this run. So I throw gold down there thinking that the piglin are trading with it, but what I don't realize is that they're actually not able to get to that gold right now. So I think a tip that I personally learned from just doing this run is you want to always make sure that you are aware that your piglin can trade. So I was not aware that my piglin could not trade right there, and that ended up costing me a lot of time. Also, this hoglin can't get to me, so I'm just not going to deal with him. Usually if a hoglin's not moving towards you and they're angry, that means they're stuck, so I would just recommend not dealing with it when they're stuck. What I'm doing now is a strategy that you've probably seen in a lot of my videos. Again, this is by someone named EleventyBillion. I'll leave their channel in the description down below for you to check out. And this works really well on getting more piglin to trade with. So I'm just going to have those piglin trade with that gold, and then I'm going to go and look for the chest with obsidian. So see down here, there's a chest. I'm going to block this lava off so I don't have to deal with it. And no obsidian here, unfortunately, which is unlucky, you know, but sometimes that's going to happen. And again, you know, I wish I could make one of these videos for like every possible sub 30 scenario, but that's just unfortunately not really, you know, plausible or feasible, right? So now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to trade some gold. I actually make another pretty big misplay here. I don't realize that one of the piglin get mad at me, and I just kind of hop down here, and then they start attacking me, which I was not prepared for. So I just throw the rest of my gold, and I'm just, I'm getting out of here. And I'm going to go back to my other piglin. So no obsidian, which is really, really unfortunate. There are some other gold blocks that you probably just saw right there that I considered grabbing, but decided against it because I figured I was already trading with so much gold with the piglins on the bottom that I was going to be able to get all the obsidian that I needed. So I pick up some gold. I see that I'm at 2 obsidian, 8 pearls. I see some more pearls on the ground. I throw a fire res on myself because I know I have another one, And, you know, just to play it safe, right? At this point in the run, I'm almost 15 minutes in. I don't want to make a silly mistake that costs the run, you know, with me falling in fire or something. And there's me throwing out Crying Obsidian, which I talked about yesterday, which you never want to do. And here's all the piglin that were not able to get the gold. So now I threw them the gold, they're able to trade with it, and then I'm able to also block them in here, which is really nice, and they're able to do all this trading. So this would have actually been a really big time save for me. Would have really made a difference. But it's okay, you know, especially when you're going for sub 30s. The thing is, you can afford to make mistakes like this, which is nice. And again, I think this probably makes up a bit for the fortress being so good. And now I'm going to organize my inventory a bit. I see I only have 3 obsidian still, but I still want more of that. I see soul speed 1 boots. I don't really need those because I have soul speed 3 gold already. And now I'm clearing out my inventory. I'm going to throw out this Crying Obsidian again, I think, because I'm just really bad at the game. Yeah, never do that. Do not throw out Crying Obsidian. Do not, I repeat, do not throw out Crying Obsidian. This was recorded before my video that went out yesterday where I talked about how bad of a play that is. So I was not aware. And I just hop in here trying to get all the obsidian. I have 7 plus the 3 is 10. And I have 21 ender pearls and I'm out. So I'm leaving this bastion at 16 minutes, which is really good pace for a sub 30. I would say if you're leaving the bastion by 20 minutes in a sub 30 run, you're looking really good. And you can see I accidentally fall in lava here, but again, that fire res coming in clutch to make me not have to reset the run or anything like that. So what I'm doing now is I'm going back. I know the coordinates of my original portal, and I want to go back there. So you see me probably talk a lot about random travel and blind travel, which is the same thing. I'm just getting used to saying random travel. And what I'm going to do here is actually educated travel. And I recommend highly that anyone, and I mean anyone, going for a sub 30 does educated travel, unless you're already like 23-24 minutes into the run. So you can see here, it took me what, like a minute maybe to get back to my portal, and then I'm going to clear out my inventory a bit, hop in here, and this is another really good reason why you get so many blaze rods for this situation when I'm underground and I don't have a place to throw my eyes of ender. So I'm going to make a ton. And I'm going to lose one eye, which is okay, but I'm going to get the angle for educated. So I'm going to throw the eye. I know the angle based on the purple particles. It's about -20. And then I'm going to go in the nether and go pretty far that way to get to making my new nether portal. And you might be wondering, Curry, how far am I going to go? Like, how far do I need to go for educated travel? Well, the same rules kind of apply to random travel, where you want to be around that 230 to 270 range. I think in this I end up doing like 240, which is again like totally fine. There's really no difference between 230 and 270 in a run. It's just kind of personal preference and what kind of feels right. I think honestly the most important thing in educated travel is your Y level. You want to make sure you're above Y63, which is sea level in Minecraft, so you don't spawn in a cave or something like that. So I'm going to throw a pearl up here. If you're a beginner, I don't recommend throwing that pearl. It's probably safer to just bridge up. And the crazy thing about this run is that the blind travel, or excuse me, random travel from the fortress, or from this bastion, was actually amazing. You can see I'm literally making my educated portal right here, and it's so good. So I'm going to hop down, I'm going to use my flint and steel, and I'm going to go through the portal at 18 minutes and 20 seconds. And again, if you're going through your educated portal around like 23-24 minutes, you're probably good, honestly. And I spawned still low, which was just kind of unfortunate. I saw gravel above me, and I also saw that my biome was an ocean, so I figured that that was the level, the surface level of the ocean, and it was. So I'm able to go up here, place my boat down, and throw an eye. And it goes behind me. And now I kind of know where I'm going. And it breaks, but that's okay, because that's why you grab those 8 blaze rods, and you can actually see the stronghold already. It's an exposed ocean stronghold. Not every stronghold is going to be ocean exposed or portal room exposed in the ocean, but this one just happened to work out that way. And again, this is something that's 6 minutes of space. Again, this is a 24-minute run. We're aiming for sub 30. This is where that may make a difference, right? You know, maybe if this wasn't completely exposed, this would have been like a 26-minute run or a 27-minute run, but still sub 30, still a super good time. And I'm looking here for the portal room. I don't see the portal room, so I'm just going to hop in here. And I actually play this pretty poorly because of how many mobs there are. And I really didn't want to die at this point, so I was playing super safe. And yeah, I could not go back through there, so now I had to figure out a way to get back into here. Ocean strongholds are honestly not fun if you don't see the portal room, because mobs don't really have anywhere else to go, and it can be really annoying. I dug down on just the wrong block there, super unlucky, and I'm gonna head back in here and try again. So hopping in, gonna go through this door. Even though it's not a backwards door, it's still gonna kind of get me to where I need to go. I see that the door in front of me is backwards, so I want to go to that. And remember, the reason you want to go through these backwards doors is it's going to take you to the starter staircase, which is really important. And the reason that's really important is the starter staircase is usually close to the portal room. So that's what I'm trying to do here. The mobs are just not making it easy. I highly recommend just trying to move as fast as you can in this part, or it's going to get really messy. You could flint and steel creepers to light them up. I should have honestly just taken... Actually, I think I should have taken more time to just kill some of these mobs, like those skeletons. And honestly, this stronghold navigation really kind of messes with the time. I think it could have been a lot faster if I found the portal room quicker, but just didn't happen. So here's the starter staircase. I realized that because it's a staircase and it doesn't go anywhere. That's how you always know. And now I'm going to try and find the portal room, right? So I'm going to go this way. And unfortunately, it ends up not being down here. Once you go, I would say like 5 or 6 rooms, I would turn back if you're not seeing anything. Usually it's around 5 to 7 rooms, and you can usually hear silverfish by 5 or 6. So yeah, at this point, I need to know that, like, okay, it's probably not back here. Let's go back to the starter staircase and try another direction. And I think a thing that's really important in Strongholds is to remain calm, right? A lot of times, you know, people panic in the Stronghold because they're close to their PB time. The run's almost over. I think it's really important to try and stay calm. Remember what you need to remember, and do your best to just, you know, play safe. Don't die. Think about what you need to do to finish the run. So now I'm heading down here. I'm going to go through this, and then I see the portal room. So really nice. And I'm going to enter it around 22 minutes. It's always really good to place this block in the middle. That way silverfish can't get to you. And then because we have so much blaze powder, even though this is a 0i, we're able to go through at the 2150 mark, which is really good. And again, our goal is sub 30. So you could enter like 5 minutes, 6 minutes later than this and still be on that sub 30 pace as I light myself on fire. And now all that's left to do is do the one cycle. Unfortunately, similar to my video that I posted yesterday, I forgot crying obsidian, so I'm actually going to do a different one cycle strategy, which requires more beds. And I'm going to just kind of do the old school strategy of just jumping on a block and placing the beds on top of the pillar. And I'm still going to do northwest. I recommend probably east-south or east-west for beginners, but I'm going to do north-south here. Basically what that means is I'm facing the direction north instead of facing the direction you always come into the portal, or always come into the end as, which is east-west. And I'm just going to stand here and kind of just chill out and hope that the dragon perches soon, which thankfully this one was actually not too bad. But again, this is for sub 30 pace. If you like this kind of video, let me know with a comment down below. If you have any questions on any of your runs, that's something that you're struggling with, let me know with a comment. I'd love to try and help you out. But I think this video is really informative to try and show that, you know, there's a lot of different ways that you can get a sub 30 run. Again, this was super casual for me. I tried not to do anything too advanced in my eyes. Even the Bastion was a bridge Bastion, which is pretty self-explanatory. You just mine the gold that's like very obviously there. So yeah, I hope this video really does help you guys. And like I said, any comments, questions, concerns, let me know with a comment down below. The dragon should be perching, I believe, right about now. And I'm getting my blocks ready so I can do this one cycle. This is, again, a different type of one cycle. You can do this. I would just recommend the obsidian one if you have obsidian, because I think it's just personally better. But here we go. I think I end up doing 6 beds here, which is super respectable. I think anything below 7 is like really fine for one cycles if you're going for sub 30. And there we go. That's the one cycle. That's the time. I think it ends up being like 24:02, something like that, or 5 maybe. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, any comments, any questions, any concerns, let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope this video helped, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out, everyone.